Am I back? I think it's working now. Let me just check the audio. All right, so I made a video earlier this morning, and I was just trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this little thing. Let me just make sure the audio is working. You hear me? Yes. Okay, the audio is working. Everything's good. All right. Now I'm kind of stuck because I'm trying to figure out what is going on with the new cursor update. The thing is that it is still highly like for coders, for people who are doing software development and who understand code and can follow these simple code directions. I am not one of those people. So I'm trying to figure out like mm, what is going on here. Um, I'm going to share my whole screen. So what happened? Basically, what happened this morning is got I got two cursor instances open right now. Let's jump into this and all right. So this is basically what it looked like basically all day today. I'm having a problem with the dev container here, so it's not going to work. It's having a hard time loading up the configuration because of the problem with the dev container. Now, as you can see, this is the guidance MVP, and then in this screen we have uh, we have the same app. Here's the guidance MVP. So this guidance MVP is the same as this guidance MVP. So this is a dev container that's holding this dev MVP, and then in this one here, you can see that actually there's a bigger file called Gemini test cursor. So I'm not really sure what's going on because these files are going to be inside of Gemini test cursor, but not inside of the guidance MVP. And I don't know what that's going to be like for the dev container. So I'm having a lot of problems. Now both screens were basically just doing this thing here, just loading. And then I just turned cursor after like 3 or 4 hours. I just turned off cursor, and then now I turned it back on again, and there were like a whole bunch of different things that it was asking me to do. So basically, what I said was this. Now, this is actually the documentation. All right. So I'm just going to copy this here. The documentation is a link. I don't see the link anymore. The link has disappeared. There was a link here and it said follow this link for documentation. It is, I can't see the documentation anymore, but I just copied and pasted it. So okay, I could say okay, I sent this message to my cursor window. Here is the reply. Let's grab the reply. Copy that. Do we end of reply? Do we need to connect to the connector to the internet and figure out what to do, or is this enough information to get started? So as you know, I have like an AI first approach, meaning I don't know anything about software and how to get things working in a software environment. So I have to be like 100% AI. 100%. Now I did allow certain things in here. You can see I got the background here. I had to make my project public, and then I also connected my guidance MVP to cursor in this window here. Propose, answer. Rationale. This command first installs all the Node.js project deficiencies. Okay, so we'll just open up a new terminal. Is that what it's asking me? And then what? npm install. And then I think I did this before. All right, we're gonna move this one up. I'd like to be able to read Gemini. There we go. npm install done. npx prisma generate done. Superbase start. I'm not in the dev container. I was having issues with the dev container. I'm in the parent file. Do you want to run some commands to get the current setup of files in Gemini test cursor file? Here is how far I got with the setup. Oops. Yeah, what was he talking about? Let's do this one. Read-write privileges. GitHub Connect is set up with read-write privileges. was having issues with the dev container. Let's connect to the new version of Cursor and the new features. Then fix the dev container issues later. All right. Right click on the runtime configuration settings. Click on the runtime configuration settings. I don't see any runtime configuration settings. We'll be looking for fields to input like all right, this is perfect. This runtime conveyor section is exactly where we define the sequence of operations for the background agent after it clones your repository and starts the environment defined by Jira. Here's how we should populate these fields. Keep in mind that these commands need to operate within. So, okay, install the script command. Explanation installs generate. Install script. So it goes under here. Start script. Manually copy these values. Okay, explanation. Very important consideration. The command outputs several crucial environment variables. We urgently need to figure out how these will be captured and made available to subsequent steps like your Next.js app within the background agent's environment. This is where the secret sections in the background agent settings visible in your previous screenshot will be essential. You'll likely need to either manually copy these values from a local start-based start into the secrets section if they're stable enough for this remote agent, or cursor background agent might have a mechanism to parse output from the start script to allow environment variable settings one script to be available. Okay, you might configure Superbase. So I used to actually do all this stuff manually. Did we run Superbase start already? No, I'm just going to stop sharing for a minute. I don't know what happens with this kind of stuff. I'm just explaining what I'm doing. Obviously, you have an idea of what I'm doing. It says, okay, I understand you don't have access to the dev container at this moment. That means we need to get the Superbase CLI working directly on your Mac to run the Superbase start to obtain the necessary credentials. For the cursor background agent, error confirms the Superbase is not currently installed in your Mac OS system, or at least it's not in your shell's path. Let's install the Superbase on your Mac. Easiest way is to check your brew version. I'm going to open a new terminal, and we're doing a brew version. There it says command not found. So now we're doing brew install, and it says command not found. So now we got this something else. It asks us to input. It said error opening archive unrecognized. Loses its mind. All right, so I'm just going to copy everything from the terminal because it didn't really work. It says it looks like you don't have Homebrew installed, which is fine. We'll proceed with the manual installation. And let's try manual installation. Remove the previous downloaded file. Disappeared. Download Superbase for Mac Silicon. Oops. After the command finishes, now it's asking me to list the directory. Now it's asking me if download step number 2 is successful, you'll have multi-mega extract the archive. Unrecognized archive format. Now let's copy everything, put it back into Gemini. It says it seems the download is still failing as curl is only getting 9 bytes again. This is why tar gives us unrecognized archive format error. The download file isn't the actual archive. Appears to be correct. Let's try a different approach to download the file using your web browser. Open the web browser to Safari, paste this file from GitHub. It says not found. Try one more time. Not found. Just thinking. Click this link or paste it. So it's asking me to go to GitHub with the Supabase CLI it releases. Next, on that page, go to the assets section. Locate the file name. Supabase 1187 Darwin ARM64 tar GZ 1187. 1187, they're all called 1187. Darwin ARM64 tar GZ. Darwin. All right, there's no Darwin. Oh, here is Darwin. There's two like that. All right, now I'm just going to copy the whole page. And paste it onto. Well, I can show you that page. I just went into this GitHub page. Just having a hard time with the Supabase. Please do the following. From the page you've opened, click directly on the link for Supabase 11187 Darwin ARM 64. Darwin. Like, I don't see it. Supabase, I got all that part. Then we got Linux. Darwin. Okay, here it is. Darwin ARM 64. So there's two. All right, whatever. Let's kick the first one. Yes, it started the download. This should start the download in your browser. It will likely save on your Mac's downloads. Verify the download file. It should be around 11.2. Once your file is successfully downloaded, open the terminal. You should be there. Move the download file from your downloads folder into your current directory. What? Into your cursor, into your Gemini test cursor. Okay. All right. So in my Finder, I open a new Finder window. I go into my cursor file folder. Gemini test cursor. Oh, I have it there already. For some reason, it's there. So the issue was it was zipped. Okay, well, that's an obvious answer. Check the file size. You can do this by get info. The file size is 9 bytes. This is an incomplete download and unfortunately cannot be used. Seems like you're consistently having trouble getting complete file directly from GitHub release. Let's try a different method. Since you've successfully installed this itself working correctly in your system, open the terminal window, install using this. Yeah, where? More errors. Your current user does not necessarily register create directories in. Run command sudo. All right. So it's just going crazy over on the other page. Well, what's going on? So just downloading stuff. Now you can see the super base here. This file is basically trash. It's in here, but it's only 9 something, whatever's. So I'm just going to delete that. And it finally figured out like the way that you have to set up Superbase inside of Cursor. So I think there's a lot of little issues like that about how Superbase run inside of Cursor. And thing is, I have Dockerfile, I have Superbase, I have all these things because of where my project was in the past. And see, we got Docker desktop. It's set up. It's running. Containers deleted. Nice. I think I might just avoid. I don't know what to do with this Devon issue. It just seems so crazy. I literally spent like 80 requests in Cursor just trying to solve this dev container issue, and I don't really understand what a dev container is anyways. So maybe we just completely stop this whole process of the dev container issue and just don't do the dev container right now. Because it's wasted a huge amount of my time, huge amount of my requests, and I haven't done any progress on the other apps. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to change the calibration documents. I'm going to tell my liaison and architect that we're in a competition now to see who can complete all the sprints the fastest. And there's no reason we don't have to find parity between different apps, different IDEs. As long as once somebody in the group gets to the end of the sprint, then they're done. They can wait when they get to the end of the sprint, and then I'll try to catch up with all the other guys catching up. So yeah, I think that they should probably, they need to end the sprint at the same time. All the different IDEs have to end the sprint and then wait for the other IDEs. But they can create the code however they want. They can make the database however they want. They can do everything they want however they want. I don't care. So I'll have 3 slightly different apps. Because before, with this gold standard idea, it just created a problem because basically I was using Cursor to create the code. Then I was just adding the code to the other IDEs. And just adding code to other IDEs, it's not really proving which IDE is the best at doing coding projects. I don't know, because I've already done so much work to create this dev container situation. And now, I don't know. I think that all of the settings are wrong, and then it's going to take me like the same amount of work to undo all the stuff that we've already done. It just seems crazy. But then all the advice from this different systems are always like, no, you have to create a dev container. It's like way better. There's like a million reasons why you need it. Now, I guess here is where it's going to tell us the secret code. So all right, so it says next step, configure cursor background agent secrets. Keep the terminal window where you ran that open for now. Copy all the above. It wants me to save all the details. Okay, saved all the details. And what's next? All right, go to the cursor background agent settings page, the one where you confirm the runtime configuration and saw the secrets input. Add the following secrets. Secret name, database URL. Next, public superbase URL. Oh, wait. Secret value. Create. All right, secret number 2. Next, public superbase URL. Secret value. Next, public superbase anon key. This is the long service role key. EYJHB. EYJHB. Okay, I see the anon key. Secret value. Create. All right, next is the JWT secret. No, the next one is. Wait, how many secrets do I got so far? 1, 2, 3. I got 3. What am I missing? Number 1 is database URL. Number 2 is next public space URL. Number 3 is the anon key. Number 4 is the role key. Superbase role key. It's the EYJHB. All right, it looks the same at the beginning, but different. Create. Nice. Next is the secret 5 is the JWT secret. Super secret JWT token with at least 32 characters long. Okay, JWT secret. Here it is, super secret. What? It says super secret JWT token with at least 32 characters long. That's kind of confusing. Here it is. Okay, the secret key. The S. All right, so you got the one. Is it the S3 secret key? The secret W. There's a 32 characters long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Okay, I see it. So it's the first, it's called the access key. I'm going to ask it again. Important to note on URLs for agent, which the secrets are used by the background agent. I'm just going to ask again for this last key for the JWT secret. That's the actual name? Super secret JW token with at least 32 characters long? It just seems crazy. All right, so I got 5 keys. Okay. Okay, what's the very next step? All right, so probably if I open up a new terminal, there we go. So I think everything's good now. I think I should be able to share my screen again. So what I was doing now is I had to enter all these secret keys. Yeah. Docker file. There is a dot cursor slash Docker file, but it is still empty and has the reference no. Guidance RC. NVM. env node version. env node version. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna just delete everything. Okay. Okay, we finished that one. Do not initialize repository. Okay. None. Why did I have to copy it? After you create, it will show you the page to command. The Dickens. I think I just made a big mistake. background agent setup page under GitHub Access. Now I do want to go here, refresh the page, and what is it called? This one. I think it's called Gemini Cursor Project. Okay. Refresh. Yeah. Okay. Who dat? All right, I'm done. So that's going to be the end of this video, and because it's not working, it said to wait 10-15 minutes. I don't know, whatever, I don't care. So we're going to come back later and start to debug this and figure out what to do next. Bye-bye.